G'day guys, today I'd like to run you through the new swag that I've been running for my solo trips. It is the SAN HIMA Inflatable Air Swag. Let's get it. So first things first, let's get this swag unpacked and set up on the stretcher. Now I use a stretcher for my swag, but if you don't have one, don't worry, the process is exactly the same, nothing changes. It's just a little bit of extra stuff for me to get off the ground and make it a bit easier for me in the morning when I get out of bed. Undo the double straps at the top and unzip the bag. So first thing you want to do, take out all your pump components. Now there's actually two pumps in this kit. You've got a manual pump that I've got here, the handle for that with a pressure gauge built into the top, your hose for your manual pump, and you've also got an electric pump. Now it's going to be clear in a little bit why that's going to be important. And then take the swag itself out. And that is the swag. Not very big, it's a very, very compact swag. Now, included in this is also an air mattress that's rolled up inside the swag. So really, really compact, really tight, and really, really easy to set up. So when it comes to actually setting the swag up, SAN HIMA couldn't have made this much easier if they tried. Same two straps at the top, unbuckle them, and then simply roll the swag out. Unroll the sides. And that's the hardest part of the whole setup done. All right, now when it comes to inflating the swag, a couple of things that you need to know. First off, the valve on the swag itself is a two-part valve. So if you take off this outside cap, that's where you're going to screw on your pump. And this inside one here is what you're going to remove when you want to deflate your swag. So we want to inflate it now. So we'll screw this valve in and just leave the outside half of the valve out. Now basically what that's going to do, it's a one-way valve, so it'll let air in, but won't let air back out again. Now another important thing to remember when you are inflating your swag is to use the regulator or the pressure relief valve that comes with the swag and the pump. So we're using the actual SAN HIMA pump with the regulator or pressure relief valve. This pressure relief valve is at 7 psi, meaning that you cannot inflate your air swag higher than 7 psi if you're pumping it up through this relief valve. Basically all it's going to do is going to reach 7 psi of pressure inside the air poles, and then the relief valve is going to take any excess pressure and discharge it from the pump before it actually gets into the swag. Another great little feature of the pump is you have all these different accessories, so you can use them for different things, but the main one we're going to be using is the red collar. Simply screw it on to the valve like so, and away we go. We can start pumping it up. Now it really doesn't take very long at all to get this swag inflated, so we're going to do it real time and see exactly how long it takes me. I'll put a counter up on the screen so you guys can see, but basically this is the most easy swag setup that I've ever done. I can sit here, I can carry on a conversation, it's not tiring at all, there's no bending down, picking up swag poles, any of that sort of stuff. And you can see it's already starting to pick itself up. As it inflates, it'll actually take its own shape, which is really cool. You can see here it's starting to struggle. You can hear the pressure relief valve just starting to release a bit of air. And the reason it's doing that is because that end is actually stuck. So as soon as I push that, that's going to pop straight up. Up it goes. All you really want to do now is peg at your ends, but there are a couple more things inside that I really want to get in and have a look at. So come back down here to the swag bag itself. We'll just quickly get this last little bag of things that are in the swag bag, and this has got all your pegs, your guy ropes, that sort of stuff in there. So I'll quickly run through the pegs because they are actually very impressive. The pegs that come in with the swag, they're actually these screw down pegs. They don't actually screw in, you hammer them in like normal, but as they go in they sort of turn and twist themselves into the ground. So really, really cool. They're also got glow in the dark tie down points on them, So as long as these things are in UV, they'll glow in the dark, so no more tripping over your guy rope pegs. The guy ropes themselves are actually really good as well. They've got a nice aluminium holder on the guy rope, so really, really good and strong. For how I use this, I only generally will tie down the ends. Because it's up on a stretcher, there's not really much chance of anything else going wrong, and it's got a mattress inside that helps keep the shape on the bottom. So I'll generally just tie down the ends, and that's enough for me. So when it comes to the interior of the Swag, I just want to run you through a couple of the features inside, as well as show you the mattress that comes with the Air Swag. So come on over, we'll jump inside and have a look at some of the features. Alright, so as you can see, the Swag itself comes with a nice inflatable mattress. So we're going to pump this up right now. Now this is where the 12-volt electric pump comes in handy, because if you're going to sit there and manually pump a normal air mattress up, you would be going for ages. So let's get the electric pump plugged in, pump this mattress up and show you around the inside. Now the electric air pump for the blow-up mattress is a 12-volt 70-watt air pump supplied by a nice convenient cigarette outlet. Always best to run your car if you aren't using a dual battery or a deep cycle battery, just to make sure your car battery doesn't go flat. Start your car up, run that alternator and keep the charge up to your battery. Now, much like the Swag itself, the Air Mattress actually comes with a one-way valve as well. So it works exactly the same way. Take out the outside of the valve, air can flow through this way and into the Air Mattress, but it won't be able to get back out. Once you've got your Air Mattress ready to go, simply turn on your pump. And you'll start seeing your Air Mattress inflate pretty much straight away. That's pretty well spot on for me. Now, once your bed is finished inflating, take out the hose. And what I like to do with the hose, once I get my bed sorted, I just sort of sit it down in the side of the Swag. Now I'll take you inside and I'll show you some of the features inside the Swag that make this Air Swag a really, really comfortable Swag to sleep in. A couple of features of this Swag, obviously comes with the purpose-fitted air mattress. Really, really comfy. I've never really been a fan of air beds and air mattresses, but I don't know, this just seems to work. Secondly, the mesh, here we go. So the fly screen mesh, totally midgie-proof mesh. Really, really fine. Don't know if it'll come out very well on camera, but it is really, really fine, which is great for me because I'm usually camping around rivers and there's a lot of lying water where there's always going to be heaps of mozzies. Now, something that is really important in the Swag is how spacious it is, and this is something that SAN HIMA has done really well. I'll flick you guys around. So to give you a bit of an idea, I'm 6'2", and I've got maybe not quite a foot to the window between my feet and the window. Sorry about my filthy feet, but my head is not quite touching the wall up here, so there's a lot of room in this Swag, and again my feet aren't quite touching the end. It's almost a foot of space, so spaciousness is a really, really good feature in this Swag. Also, I'm 6'2", and I sit up, I can almost sit up dead straight, and I just hit my head on the air pole, which is really good as well. Really good to be able to sit up in your Swag and not hit your head on a pole. So a great feature is the spaciousness of this Swag. All right, so ventilation is also a big thing when you're talking about Swags. You can see behind me, I've got one massive door back here. Now this can be completely opened. That is just midgie mesh at the moment, but that midgie mesh can also open out as well as the window material as well. Flick you around, you've got the exact same setup on the other side. So you've got your inside thick window, and then you've got your midgie mesh. The midgie mesh is a really, really fine mesh, which is just great. Provides a lot of airflow, and your creepy crawlies and mozzies and things like that can't get through. As well as both sides, you've got the big open side doors as well. So you've got one on each side, exactly the same midgie mesh, and then the heavy material outside. Really, really a lot of ventilation can get through. With the storm flaps on either side as well, or the weather shields, I guess you call them, they're not so low that they don't let airflow through, which I love. A lot of swags that I've seen out there have a really low weather shield. Air actually can't get through and can't get into the swag. So they do let a lot of air in and a lot of ventilation gets through the swag. Now, a feature definitely worth mentioning is that SAN HIMA has extended their weather shield over the top of the zipper and the air pole section. Now, your air poles are not only protected by the weather, but they're also protected against cuts and abrasions by a 420 GSM poly cotton canvas blend that zips over the top of the air pole inside. There's also another layer that acts like a Kevlar coating over the top of yet another zipped in layer, and that last layer is the thermopolyurethane air poles. Now, thermopolyurethane is actually a very durable product on its own, but SAN HIMA have actually gone 2 steps further than that, and they've wrapped it in a Kevlar coating, and then outside of that, a 420 GSM Oxford canvas product zipped over the top to make sure it is doubly durable and is not going to let go on you when you're out camping. In terms of waterproofing, SAN HIMA have installed the weather shields over both ends and extended those over all the zippers and stitched components of the swag, meaning that the waterproof layer is actually going to cover all those components that can potentially leak. On top of the waterproof weather shielding, SAN HIMA have also run a waterproof tape over every stitch and every seam on the inside of the swag, meaning that even if something was to get through the weather shields on the outside, there's no way that it's going to get through waterproof tape. And of course, I could not tell you this thing is waterproof if I didn't do the test on it myself. So here we are at the back. I'm going to hit this thing for 5 or 10 minutes with water straight out of the hose, and after that we're going to get back inside the thing and see if we've got any water inside whatsoever. Now, I'll tell you now, this thing does an absolutely awesome job of keeping the water out of your swag. Look at all that water just dripping off the edge of the swag everywhere, and look inside. There is absolutely not a drop of water anywhere to be seen. That floor is bone dry, not one skerrick of water, not one drop. Absolutely awesome with the waterproofing. But anyway guys, I really hope you've enjoyed that look at the SAN HIMA inflatable air swag. This is now the swag that I'm using for all of my solo trips. So if you've got any more questions about this swag, leave it in the comment section down below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys with any answers that I can provide. Also, if you want to look at a SAN HIMA air swag for yourself, hit the link in the description box below and it'll take you over to Vic Off Road where you can look at it for yourself. But as always guys, get out and about and I'll see you in the next one.